Hello everybody and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be checking out Blockhead's Blunder, developed by the Duke of Zill. This is a surrealistic and very colorful third-person 3D platformer, one that, you know, a genre I don't see all that often, unfortunately, and one that I'm always looking out for new entries into. It's a pretty cool game. I actually spent about 15-20 minutes with this one, mostly because I got stuck at the end of the first level and it's extremely hard, but also because it's pretty cool and features some great music and interesting and odd graphics. So let's look at the options menu real quick before we get started. We've got some shadows that we can set to either off or hard or soft edges. Soft is fine, I suppose. I don't think it really matters one way or the other. And various anti-aliasing settings, which of course will max out because why not? And then we've got a few control settings. We're actually going to be using WASD as well as mouse look and spacebar for jumps, so sensitivity could be kind of important here, but if you put it too high, you're probably going to get yourself into trouble as well. So why don't we start up the first level here, Skyscraped, and keep in mind this is still in development technically, so there could be more levels planned. I've only seen the first two, and I only finished the first one, so if that's any indication. So you do regular or time attack. It's hard enough on regular, so I think we're going to stick right there. And here we are, we're into the world of Blockhead's Blunder. Let's take it all in before we start jumping around, shall we? So first of all, here's our character, Blockhead, who kind of looks like 8-bit Meat Boy, or 2-bit Meat Boy, I don't know, like low-res Meat Boy attached to a block body. He moves around pretty readily. I wouldn't say he's the most dexterous character I've ever run into in my life, and he doesn't also jump all that high. But, you know, where he lacks in dexterity and abilities as far as mobility, he actually makes up for them in persistence, because there's actually some checkpoints and things, so we'll hopefully get through it that way. So the favorite thing that I have to say about this whole experience is probably this ground. I really enjoy looking at this ground. I kind of wish that it moved in time with the music a little bit. Like, if there were some elements of this game that lit up and moved around and stuff based on the music, that would be fantastic, because the music is really good. And also this crazy parallaxing effect going on these walls are pretty cool. So why don't we actually start the proper game here and get chased by some crabs, shall we? Everything is one-hit kills in this particular scenario. If you fall off the world, that is going to kill you. If you get touched by these crabs or these bowling balls, which seem kind of like the challenges right out of the first level of Mario 64, that will also kill you. So we're going to try and navigate as quickly and carefully as we can using, of course, our digital keys here because we're using WASD, so we don't have a great setup for figuring our way out through careful and tricky things like this. And I will warn you, this is a bit of a learning experience. Now that you've seen what the challenges are going to be, things are going to be a little bit easier for you next time going up. Because we actually made it to the first checkpoint on my first go. This probably took me about 20 deaths the first time I got up there because I couldn't seem to manage to get a safe spot to go up that hill on. So, next challenge, we need to jump over some bees, and I find these bees pretty adorable. Jumping on their backs will bounce you. Oh, geez, I actually lived somehow. That is not a thing that I expected to have happen at all. If I had died, though, again, I would have just started on this green pad, so not a huge loss anyway. And I think we want the bees to maybe be a little bit closer, get it, be a little bit closer with Big Red. I don't know what it is with the Big Red references in my videos lately. I've been doing it constantly. Oh, geez, get out of there. Alright, this is actually harder than it looks. Wait for the bees to line up a little bit better, and that should work. There we go. And that isn't actually a checkpoint, despite the similar appearance. It is just another pad. Now, I can jump over these balls when they are down on the ground, but when they're on the hill like that, they will actually kill me. So I've got to be pretty careful about how I navigate this. I can't believe I haven't died yet, by the way. The collision boxes are not that generous. I mean, they're a little fair, but, like, at the same time, I really would have expected to have died several times here. Alright, so there we go. We've activated another checkpoint, and this is the thing that hung me up for quite a while, and you'll notice there's that sphere. I don't know if you can see it very well, but there it is. So like that thing that kind of looks like a bunch of crayons melted together, those are collectibles, and we want to actually get each level's yield of however many there are, and I'm not actually sure how many there are in this level particularly, but I'll give it my best. There's probably more over there too by the exit, and I do not know how to get to them if there are. So we've got to jump across this and channel our inner Mario Galaxy fan. Oh god, oh, we've already screwed it up. I didn't even make it over that. Alright, so sometimes the jumps are a little bit, I don't want to say that they're laggy, but I feel like the collision sometimes triggers in a way that, like, tells the game that we've just very recently jumped when we haven't always. That was actually legitimately my fault. There's something about turning the camera with the mouse while also manipulating the character with WASD that takes a little bit of getting used to if you're trying to be very careful on things. Alright, so now we're on the pillar, and we just want to make sure that we can stay on long enough to get around to the other side where that collectible is. Also, if you pick them up and die, they all reset, so it's not like you can kind of cheese through that by picking them up and then jumping off. I'm sure we will fall to our death at least once here. Oh, also that pickup is just slightly too high, so you can't just pick it up by walking under it. And, you know, the log spinning, no big deal, really. But these guys over here are a Rubik's Cube worth of horrors. Some sort of horrific puzzle box of death. I have no idea what the proper way you're supposed to navigate these suckers is, but it took me a lot of tries before I actually successfully made it beyond this set of 2 jumps. Okay, well, I don't know which side is safe. Yeah, it becomes very difficult. I should have really just moved on instantly, but instead I chose to languish, and that led to my untimely demise. So, my recommendation on that puzzle, probably don't stand on it for longer than a second if you can help it. And this is where you start to say, just forget about the collectibles. We'll save those for a time when we're better at this game. Does bear noting, of course, there are some kind of nice little lighting effects going on. There's actually some dynamic shadows. See, I'm not following my own advice here because I wasn't seeing a good jump. Yeah, alright, so it turns in a way that's really rather difficult to make a jump out through on that. But yeah, there's some nice little lighting effects going on, as if there weren't enough colors and things happening in every other direction. You know, we do at least have that to look forward to, too. I have to say, level 2, though, was not nearly on the same par as far as visuals, and I haven't seen level 3, so maybe we'll jump right to that one. Or, you know, maybe we'll do all of them if possible. So where can I jump? Where is safe? I want to go for that, because this is how I got through it last time, but I don't... Oh, God. I made it up. A rare and beautiful day that we actually made it over to this point. Okay, so now I picked up a jetpack. I just want to test how far I get out of that jump. So I get a single jump and then my jetpack until it runs out of fuel. So it's basically Spelunky jetpack rules. I need to make it over to those bees with the amount of charge that I've got. And I'm going to say it's probably... Oh god, I have no judgment of perspective. It killed me. Oh no, there's no checkpoint, so I'm back at the beginning, or back at the last jump. But, alright, that sucks. I don't know if I'll be able to do that again, we'll see. Yeah, it's really tricky when you get stuck up in the air like that, and you all of a sudden find yourself with very little perspective to gauge where you're about to fall on. It's something that I guess you get good at after you've played a lot of a 3D platformer. You just start to learn to intuit sort of the dimensions that are inherently available to you, but I'm not quite at that point, and I haven't played a good 3D platformer in quite a while. Nor have I really played very many at all on PC, to be perfectly honest for you. I don't think there are hardly that many at all. I kind of miss the days, and I've said this in prior episodes, but I miss the days where, you know, games like Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, Banjo-Kazooie, things like that were sort of a predominant thing that was showing up. Oh, geez, I made that look easy that time. I don't know what happened there. Alright, so I guess I found a route. Let's see if we can make the B part happen. Oh, you're probably wondering why I don't just jump straight for the exit. I don't know, I probably should have. There's 12 collectibles? How is that possible? I did not see any of those other collectibles. I saw 4, unless there's multiple on all sides of that spinning log thing. Alright, so I'm just going to very quickly look at Lava Lake so you can get a look and see what that's about. Initial impression, compared to level 1, visually very underwhelming, right? I mean, it's not very controversial to say. It's got still that same, you know, stringy look to it. I don't know what the proper... I guess it's kind of constructivist in a way, but maybe even cubist, or I don't know... What is Mondrian? I'm forgetting all my art references at the moment. It doesn't matter. There's bees, and that's what's important. And we've got checkerboards. This feels so very well channeled straight out of Mario 64, doesn't it? And the music actually is pretty well reflective of a lava world as well. This is not actually that challenging of a puzzle. I'm just making it seem much more difficult than it actually is. Probably because my timing right now is absolutely terrible. I did the same issue 3 times. By the way, in case you couldn't tell, these blocks that I'm jumping off of are disappearing. Oh, geez. Oh, I lived. Okay, that's cool. Alright, as soon as it starts to go up, then you want to start running across, and then you should be good to go. Yeah, now I gotta make it up these bees. And I shouldn't say that this level was substantially harder or anything. I actually just didn't really try long enough comparatively with the first level. But, you know, for the most part, I have to say I am reasonably impressed. This game functions fairly well. I mean, what I want out of it is just controls that make sense. And, you know, minus a couple little caveats, I would say I'm pretty satisfied with the way that this performs. I have played a few other 3D platformers on this channel, and I don't think I've found any that I was really impressed with. So I guess this is probably going to be one of the first that I feel like I would absolutely want to play some more of this particular 3D platformer, and it feels like it's right in line with the ones that are sort of like, that I was sort of hearkening back to with my references a moment ago. Alright, wait for this. Oh geez, it didn't move when I expected it to, so, you know, again, a little more practice necessary in that case. I guess I'll save episode 3 or chapter 3 or level 3, whatever you want to call it, for you guys to discover on your own. Because I hate spoiling a whole game. I like to provide some sort of incentive for you to go ahead and play it yourself, if you can. And you should, in fact, play Blockhead's Blunder, since it is totally free. You can play it right in your browser. I don't think there's a download link for it just at this point. Oh man, I just keep messing up that timing. Well, I kind of wanted to see what was off in the distance there, but maybe I'll leave that for you guys to discover as well. And yeah, go check out the game. Let me know what you think in the comments if you enjoyed it. Of course, let me know that. If you didn't enjoy it, let me know why, because I'm always encouraging discussion here. So if you have any criticisms, feel free to spell those out in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, because that helps me out a bunch. Of course, if you want, come back again tomorrow. New episodes of Indie Impressions go up every single day, so I should see you back for that if you like what you see here. And if you like the channel in general, consider subscribing, because there's going to be a new indie game every single day, as well as Let's Plays, vlogs, and a whole variety of other things, including bizarre, surreal, and just nightmarish videos that show up from time to time. I don't have a schedule for those, but they do show up when they will, and usually like once every 2 weeks at least, sometimes more often than that. But I will see you back for another one real soon, I hope, and I hope you have a fantastic night. Talk to y'all later.